Everybody wants some blast of magic, 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 magic. Look up the magic in me.
It's a Wednesday at Bob's Magic Emporium, Magician 101 time. It's a show for all magicians. Before we get to this week's questions, I want to go over a few things, talk about a few things. I did the Bean Boozled Challenge this morning. That's going to be uploaded this weekend, so be on the lookout for that, which is going to be very exciting. And check out this new show, this new magic show on TV. It's called Wizard Wars. It's on Sci-Fi. It stars Penn and Teller as the judges, and Kristen Gerhardt from Theory 11 is one of the judges, and lots of famous magicians are on there, so definitely check that out. It's Tuesdays at 10, only on Sci-Fi. Imagine greater. Alright, so now, remember to post your questions down below for next week. I'll give them an answer. First question comes from Wayne Carter. He says, why is the 100th Monkey called the 100th Monkey? I've seen the trailer and the performance on AGT, and I was wondering how it got its name. Alright, one of the effects on the DVD is called the 100th Monkey. That's how it got its name. Now, no, actually, the 100th Monkey is a scientific principle. It's actually a study that's been done in science. And here's basically the gist of the scientific principle. In 1952, in the jungles of the island of Kamosha in Japan, scientists made one of the strangest discoveries of all time. They were observing a group of macaw monkeys in the wild, and one day they saw a monkey doing something they'd never seen before. He washed a sweet potato. Well, the other monkeys were interested in this. You see, their sweet potatoes were dirty. Soon another monkey started to wash his sweet potato, and another, and more, and pretty soon, mommy macaws were teaching their baby monkeys to wash sweet potatoes. It was all proceeding quite normally until a certain threshold was reached. The idea reached critical mass, and then all of a sudden, other monkeys living far away began washing their sweet potatoes. Even monkeys on different islands living in isolation began washing their sweet potatoes. It was if the idea was in the air, transferred by thought alone. The phenomenon became known as the 100th Monkey effect. Since then, this controversial theory has been attacked but occasionally verified. A study of rats in labs and birds and even humans have all done the 100th Monkey effect. So that's basically why it's called the 100th Monkey, because the 100th Monkey effect on the DVD utilizes the same principle, where you have people in the audience think of something, and they see it on the card, it's right, it's their prediction, that's right, and then you show the card to the person you're doing the trick for, and even though when they see it, it's something completely different than what the audience is seeing, they're still right. And the audience is thinking that, oh, because it was transferred through the air, that the person is thinking the same thing. I haven't done that effect yet because the whole reason why I wanted this DVD was for the speechless effect, which is take away the person's ability to read. And that's a great effect. He says, the last question is there more than one effect on the DVD? Yes, I think there's like 4 or 5 effects. 3 of them are the 100th Monkey, but the 2 of them are the 100th Monkey, but with more stuff added to them. And then you have the speechless effect. That was actually, there's one more question before that, but that was his last question. I was kind of tying into that. And he also says, what kind of gig do you think the 100th Monkey will play well in? Alright, first, stage or street or even cabaret. But it wouldn't be good for a close-up effect because you don't want the audience super close to you. If they're super close to you, they may see something at the right time that you don't want them seeing. So you definitely don't want them to do that. So that's why they can't be real close to you, but that's why street magic is nice, because a lot of times in street magic you form a nice big circle and they won't see something that you don't want them to see. And you gotta have really good audience management if you do it for street magic. And I got a really good question a couple days ago. What is cabaret magic exactly? Because we're talking about it right now. Cabaret is basically, it's not close-up magic, so it's not real intimate, but it's not big grand stage illusion, so it's not, really, it's in between. Basically, it's like if you ever watched an L&L Publishing DVD where they have the guy sitting or standing at a table, and then there's spectators to the sides, and then all around the front here. That's basically what cabaret is. So basically, there's a table, a nice elegant table, and people in the front, sometimes on the sides, but mostly up in front. Basically like what Bill Malone does on his DVDs, how he has the spectators around him in the front there. So that'd be another really good place this could play well in is Cabaret. All right, so next question comes from BX Shept. Oh, before we get to Brendan's question, I do want to say next Thursday for Trick Questions, we'll be reviewing the 100th Monkey. So if you have any questions on Trick Questions, for the 100th Monkey, if I didn't go over something in great detail today, make sure that you post them tomorrow after Trick Questions is uploaded on the next all-new Trick Questions. All right, BX Shept TV has the final question. How can you deal with a heckler during a street or close-up show by either making them think they messed you up on a trick because of them, and they turn out to be wrong, a sucker effect, or make them feel like part of the show? Okay, we've talked about this before, and I've said before, do not deal with a heckler. And I can't stress that enough. 99.9% of magicians cannot deal with a heckler because the heckler, what they're trying to do is bring your show down. So if you don't interact with them and don't have any byplay with them, then they're going to look like the fool who's trying to mess you up. And you're going to look like the hero because you didn't interact with the heckler. If you interact with the heckler and have byplay between them, back and forth going, then you're going to look like an idiot as well, just like they look like the idiot when they try to heckle you, because of the fact that you're going to bring the show down yourself as well because you're dealing with them. Now, there are some magicians who can take a heckler and make him funny and make him part of the act and make him the star of the night. But like I say, only like 0.1% of magicians can do that. Most magicians can't take a heckler and make them funny because they get too flustered, don't have really good audience management skills, or they just don't have the quick wit to be able to act with a to be able to take a heckler and make them funny. So I would say don't deal with a heckler. If you have to deal with a heckler, if you just have to, the best thing to do is they just want to be involved. So they want to be the star of the show. Give them a prop to hold. Give them a card to hold. Give them a sponge ball to hold. Give them something to hold. And that way, that usually quiets them and shuts them up. But also, it makes them feel like they're doing something. Because a heckler basically is just bored. And they're trying to find a way to mess with you in the show. Give them something to hold, they're going to be your best friend, is what some magicians have said. Normally what I do is just I don't even talk to the heckler. And if I'm getting heckled so bad where it's ruining everybody else's good time, or everybody seems to be a heckler in that crowd, I say, thank you folks, that's the end of my show. I do a trick, even if it's not my finale trick. Even if it's the first trick that I've done, like the eeny, meeny, miny, mo sponge ball trick, I'll say, alright, that's my trick, thank you so much for stopping and watching. And I'll let the crowd disperse, and I'll try to gather more of a crowd. Now, granted, you may say, wait, if it's your first trick, I spent all that work gathering a crowd for street magic, and I got to disperse them. And sometimes it's better to get rid of that heckler, get rid of the whole group there. The people who weren't heckling you will give you money, put it in your hat, and then the heckler will go away, find some other poor soul to torment, and then you can get another crowd and get a bigger crowd and one without a heckler in it. Now, granted, you're not going to always have a 100% perfect rate of getting rid of a heckler. You may get rid of one, another one may come in the next crowd. You just got to, like I say, don't even deal with them. Because a lot of times, also, if you don't deal with a heckler, they're going to walk away. They'll be like, this guy's no fun. They're going to walk away. Because they want that back and forth banter between you. They want to make you acknowledge them and make you talk to them and make them do a back and forth thing. So, like I say, if you don't even talk to them, a lot of times they will walk away. And I was in a situation when I was doing street magic on the boardwalk last year, I think it was, or the year before. And I was doing it on the Ocean City Boardwalk, and there was a family. It was a husband and wife and 2 kids. The wife and the 2 kids were perfect. They were a great crowd. They were standing there, attentive, watching. I was having the kids help out. The father was actually being a heckler. After the show, the wife came up to me and was like, I am so sorry about my husband's attitude. Here's a little bit of extra for the way he was acting. And so she gave me a little bit of extra money. She actually gave me a $5 bill at first for the kids. And she's like, here's $3 extra because of my husband. And so if you don't deal with them, the audience is going to catch that. And they're going to be like, this guy's really good for not talking to that heckler over there. And they're going to appreciate your magic and you even better and a lot more. All right, that's going to do it for this week's Magician 101. Thank you guys so much for the really awesome questions. Make sure to post your questions down below for next week. I'll give them an answer. And register on my website. Post on the forums, please. The forums have been very quiet on my website. Go over there. Post on the forums, please. Also, follow me on Twitter. Like me on Facebook. Add me to your Google Plus circles. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video coming real soon. You know how to mix up cards? You say, you are not cards. You are not cards. The magic karate works. Whoops. Okay. Yes. Perfect. Of course, you get the 2 tubes, and you get a certain amount of bottles. Let me grab party. Adults love the trick too, don't get me wrong, but I think kids love it a little bit more than it looks. It looks like you're actually taking and shuffling the cards.